Welcome to Janry Pet Resort, where pet luxury has never been more affordable. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It has been a few weeks, starting to get the nature trail ready for everyone to see it with new plants and new flowers. And then the weather. It is rainy, rainy, rainy.
When your dogs come in from the rain, Eileen, do you wipe off their paws?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I have a carpet next to the door and it just wipes up off on the carpet.
Yeah, sometimes I'll take like each paw and just wipe it
wipe
on the carpet. And the thing is, after years of doing this, they get used to it.
We have 5 dogs. I don't have the time to sit there and to wipe everyone off, all their paws off when they come in from this. And with 5 dogs, that's way too many paws to wipe off. So that's what the carpet's for.
Do you keep a little towel by the door and dry them off?
No, but I am starting to keep a towel near Groot so that when he drinks water, I can wipe him off because it is like a fountain coming out of his mouth. Groot is my new puppy. He is a Great Dane puppy.
Oh, what a beautiful little dog.
And
well, not so little.
He's not so little. He's very
growing by the foot a day.
Exactly. But yeah, he drinks that water out of that water bowl and it just
Gooble dribbles everywhere.
Everywhere. It's like the last lap that he takes, he just holds it in his mouth, walks away from the water bowl and just lets it drool out the sides of his mouth. So I have a towel that I wipe his mouth with now. I started that actually this morning because it was really gross when he came over and tried to wipe it on me.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Before breakfast. That's not so appetizing.
No. So we have been really working on getting the Enrichment Center ready. There's talk about it in the industry. We're not seeing anyone really doing it in the area here. Who has been doing enrichment for animals for the longest? I worked at a zoo for a few years. What do they do at the zoo? They need to enrich the animals. Why?
Yeah, they need stimulation more.
Exactly. They need it more than anything else because these are animals who are used to having wide open spaces to be in. If they don't have a happy animal in a zoo, then the people who come to see the animals are going to see an unhappy animal. And
exactly. And that's very behind the scenes.
Very behind the scenes. And so you have the Association for Zoos and Aquariums. They actually have a website and it's all about enrichment, and there's so many different studies about enriching zoo animals, and I just thought, let's take this information and let's enrich the dogs' lives. Because what do we say? A tired pup is a happy pup. But what's even better than a tired pup is a mentally and physically satisfied pup is a happy pup.
Right. So it's more than just physical exercise.
More than just physical.
You need mental stimulation.
Exactly. Because there's studies out there that have proven that 10 minutes of mental stimulation is equal to 30 minutes of physical.
Right. So it's kind of like humans. 45 minutes of meditation is like 6 hours of sleep.
It's definitely along the same lines. We want to make sure that the dogs that come here are physically and mentally satisfied. Whether they stay quite a few times throughout the year, whether they come to daycare, whether they only come once a year, we want to make sure that everyone is happy because they're away from home. They're not with their family, which is kind of their pack. They're with us. They might know us. They might not know us. But we want to make sure that they feel comfortable. They feel secure. They're physically tired. And they're mentally tired so that they can sleep at night, they can keep their circadian rhythm. We're seeing a little bit more enrichment at home and what you can do to enrich your dogs besides just going for a walk or throwing a ball in the backyard, which are wonderful things to do, and you need to do those things. But there's other things you can do for the dogs. A lot of people, they don't want their dogs to chew on anything because they consider chewing destructive behavior. So let's give them something that they can chew on so that then they won't chew on your bed and your couch and your cupboard.
Like a scratch post for a cat.
Exactly.
If you don't want your cat scratching your furniture, get enough cat trees so that they can scratch.
Right. And they know what they can and they cannot scratch on.
And reward them.
Yeah.
Cats respond good boy, good girl. They are very intelligent animals.
They are. Exactly.
But we're not talking about cats.
We're not talking about cats. We're talking about dogs right now.
Right. Like how I switch that.
I love that.
I'm like a browser open with 20 tabs at all times.
That's smoking.
Yeah. I'm overheated.
So the framework for enrichment and a lot of what zoos go by, and they call it the spider method. So the spider method is setting goals, planning, implementing, documenting, and then readjusting. So starting June 1st, our enrichment center is going to be open. So anyone who wants to make any reservations, they are going to be able to book enrichment sessions, whether boarding or daycare. And there's going to be different stations that are going to have different activities. When you do sign up for the enrichment center, I'm going to be sending you a Google form because I want to know about your dog. Does your dog like to watch the birds out the window? Does your dog like to dig? Does your dog like to chew? We want to make sure when your dog comes here that we are giving them the station that they are going to get the most use out of. Your dog is not going to be in that same station the entire time it's here with us. We're going to make sure that they move throughout the stations, but it's going to give us a place to start because this is new for your dog. We need to start with something that your dog's going to go, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. This is the place that I can go and find my treats in the ball pit. Or your dog loves water. Maybe it's a lab that loves water. I'm going to go to the splash pad or the bubble machine. Or your dog loves to smell stuff. So we're going to go into the scent garden. Those are the things we want to start with. But the dog that goes in the scent garden, if they're here for a little bit of a longer lodging stay, eventually they're going to get to the splash pad and they're going to enjoy those things because this is the fun place for my mind and I can figure stuff out. That's our goal.
And the feedback from the clients here is essential because bad habits at home aren't necessarily bad habits.
No.
They're just not getting that mental stimulation in those areas that they need to be enriched in.
Your dog might just be frustrated, whether it's frustrated from boredom. Maybe you have a very chaotic but busy home, and maybe your dog is frustrated because they don't feel like they can get any downtime. And by supplying a mental enrichment for them, that kind of hones their concentration into a specific place. Dog enrichment, when it comes to working their mind, you want to make sure you're also not going too long, because the longer you go, the more frustrated they can get.
Exactly. Like humans.
Just like humans.
Like when you exercise, you have to do over a certain amount of time, and then you stop.
You stop.
Because you can overdo it.
Exactly. And that's the same thing with dogs and their mental enrichment. Perfect example is the puzzle feeders. We see puzzle feeders everywhere right now where there's little doors they have to slide or they have to flip up or they have to do this or that to it. If your dog can't figure it out, they're going to get frustrated. And when they get frustrated, that's when they grab it and they pick it up and they throw it around. You don't want to get to that point because the point of enrichment is calming their mind, not increasing the activity.
Right. So there's a balance.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's where we come into play.
Now, one thing a lot of people do is they let their dogs chew up boxes and bags.
That is such bad behavior.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Just because I don't want them to chew up a box or a bag I don't want them to chew up.
Because you're basically telling them that this is okay to do.
It's okay to chew
and
up.
And it's not okay to do.
Yeah, it's like those videos you see of the mail going through your door in the mail slot and the dog grabbing the mail and shaking it and ruining all your mail.
Yeah, they think that's cute. Oh, look, my dog's bringing my mail.
Right. Yeah.
Shoot up.
So I just stay away from that kind of situation when it comes to enrichment and more on the toy enrichment, the food. Snuffle mats for home enrichment are great. We'll have snuffle mats here. So that is literally just a mat with a lot of fleece, little like fingers, and you put treats.
Yeah, it looks like a shag rug from the 70s.
Exactly. You put little treats and stuff in it, and the dog has to snuffle around, which is where it comes from, through the fabric to pick out the little bit of food that's in there. And again, you want your enrichment sessions to be 15 minutes or less. Here's a puzzle toy. Here's a snuffle mat. Here's a frozen toy. We're going to play tug. If you're doing all of those things at the same time or one after the other, then your dog doesn't have time to relax and say, oh, you know what? I'm pretty satisfied right now. I'm going to go lay on the couch and just watch the world go by.
And the same applies for training too. When you're training your dog, 10 minutes and then take a break.
Take a break.
And it's the same thing when people study in school. You study in 45-minute sessions. Take 20-minute breaks because your brain can only retain so much information, so you have to walk away from it.
Exactly.
And that applies for dogs as well, right?
Yeah. 100%. We already take care of a lot of that physical aspect of what dogs need when it comes to enrichment. Because one of the things is physical, but you also have like nutritional, which is searching for food because they're
migrators, they're hunters.
They're migrators, they're hunters, and they're scavengers.
Right, and they're constantly, when you're walking them, people are like, oh, I'm taking my dog out for exercise. But to them, they're looking for food, shelter, and water. You know, when I take Devin and Hunter for walks, sometimes I just stay there while they just smell. And I watch them. You can see it in their eyes that they're so enthralled by whatever it is they're smelling. To me, we're just stopping. But if you observe your animal, they're getting so much out of that walk.
And that is one of the 5 pillars of enrichment is sensory, which goes with smell. You have your smell, your taste, which also is nutritional. You have the feel on their paws. The difference between walking on grass, walking on concrete, walking on macadam, walking on stone, walking in the woods on leaves, those are all different sensory things that dogs are like, oh, this is new, this is different, and it all is stimulating to their senses. So stopping on a walk and letting them stimulate their sense of smell is a form of enrichment. Now, obviously, if you talk to a dog trainer, what they are going to tell you when you're walking your dog and you're teaching it to heel next to you, you do want to take a point where you release your dog. Because just like you were saying, where you do 10 minutes of training and then give your dog a break, that entire time your dog is heeling next to you. It's in training. So stop like you do, release your dog and let him just sit and smell something.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
And they're there for like a good 40, 50 seconds. And they are just in love with something that I would normally just walk right by.
Yeah, exactly. So with the different pillars, we just talked about the nutritional, we talked about the sensory. Remember, the majority of dogs were bred to do a job. Herding, hunting, Jack Russell Terriers going into rat burrows to flush them out. Besides your toy breeds, certain toy breeds, they all had a distinct job that they were designed to do. So occupational is doing that. When you can think of a beagle would love probably a sniff garden because they use their nose so much.
Yeah. And that would be great to capture on camera too.
Yes, Dave.
I can't help it. Everything's media to me.
We're already taking care of the social pillar of enrichment.
Sure.
They're either out with the group, other dog friends, or they're out with the counselors. I took Groot into Lowe's the other day, and there was about 10 people who stopped to pet him. People ask all the time, can I pet him? Rule number 1 when you're out in public, always ask before you approach a dog. Every single person asked, and every single person I said, yeah, go right ahead. He meets dogs here. At Lowe's, he was meeting different people, and he was loving it. And that right there is enriching his life. He's smelling what these people smell like because they smell different. So now we're hitting on sensory. So now not only is he socially getting enriched, now he's sensory getting enriched. We're in a strange building at Lowe's, so he has a physical enrichment because we're walking around. There's so many things that go into it, and we just want to be able to tap into all those things for any dog that's here staying with us. And using the enrichment center and having the different stations set up and really learning from you, the consumer or our customer, what you see your dog do at home. Let's tap into that. So when your dog's staying with us, they're calm, they're relaxed, they have a full day of playing, enrichment, being with people, taking a nap. And then when they go home, they're going to be so tired for you, but not only tired physically, but tired mentally in a good way because they're going to be working their brain in the right way while they're with us.
Exactly.
And that's really what we want to do. We want to make sure that everyone who comes here, that we can meet as many needs as possible. And adding this enrichment center to the offerings that we have here, I think not only is going to be great for the dogs that are younger, the dogs that are active, but your older dogs. Let's not think that they want to smell some stuff. They're still there mentally, even if they're physically tired and they're physically a little slower than they used to be.
Yeah, they want a purpose.
They want a purpose.
And when you're signing up for these packages, it's really important to be consistent.
Yes.
And remember that just like human beings, trust has to be earned. So it takes a little bit of time for your dog to be able to develop that relationship with the staff at Janry.
Exactly. If you're new and you're bringing your new dog into Janry, they're going to be a little unsure when they come in. They're going to be unsure when they leave. And by thinking of what your dog is at home and what package you can get for your dog, we can make your dog as comfortable with us as it is at home. And the one-on-one with a counselor in the enrichment center is going to just probably make that happen even faster than not having the enrichment center as part of your dog's stay with us.
So when you talk about senior dogs,
Yep.
a lot of people just let their dogs grow old and go, oh, my dog's getting old. The life that's left in them still can be stimulated.
Yeah.
So that they can feel younger mentally.
Yeah.
By giving them these enrichment exercises and programs.
Some people, have cameras on their dogs. You don't really know what your dog's doing all day. They might be getting up and walking around, but when they come in with us, we want them to be limber. We want them to keep moving. It's kind of one of those things where they always say, use it or lose it.
Exactly, yeah.
Think of that for your dog too.
Yeah.
Let them use their legs, use their brain. Otherwise, that's when you start to lose your legs and you lose your brain.
Especially after working all day and you're exhausted,
Right.
and you come home and your dog's been sitting around all day doing nothing.
Right.
They want to be stimulated. They want to go out. And you don't want to.
Right.
And that's where we come in.
Right.
Because you kind of both want to be tired at the same time.
Yeah.
You want your dog to be tired with you.
With you, exactly. And that's why, the Enrichment Center is going to be open for not only our overnight guests that stay with us, but our Enrichment Center is also going to be available for our daycare guests as well. It's a busy world. We have busy lives. It's okay that you can't get some stuff done for your dog at home. Bring your dog to us.
Exactly. And you end up feeling bad. Like my
Yes.
dogs over the last 4 days have literally been stuck in the house. And I'm so exhausted when I get home from a day. Mm-hmm. I feel bad because I don't want to go out and play ball in the rain. And you know what? I'm telling you, Devin went to bed last night upset. I think she's got a resentment.
She's like, why haven't you taken me out?
I know. We're going to have dinner tonight together.
There you go. I have other exciting news that I wanted to share with all of our listeners. Our trainer is going to be offering group classes. We are very excited to be offering group classes for our customer base. They are going to be outside of their work hours. Group classes are a wonderful thing because you can see that other people are having the same problem that you're having, and you can kind of all work together. So I think we are going to wrap it up there for today. Listen, everyone, I am hoping by the time this podcast is released, the rain has gone away. Otherwise, stay safe, stay happy, and give your pups a hug and a kiss from us here at Janry. Have a good one, everybody.